Bob Cigar here, Travelers Rest, South Carolina, smoking this Mi Querida Red. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. I look for opportunities to smoke great cigars. I also look for opportunities to remember things that I've done in my life that are probably cautionary tales that just trigger me back to thinking. I'm not triggered, but it triggers me back to thinking about moments of my silly life. And last night at the mall with the first lady, that happened. And it's perfect timing because this video is going to drop the week before Easter. Happy Easter, y'all. Um, Easter Bunny Brock Brock. Right, that Cadbury egg commercial. Anyway, we're at the mall and we're walking through the mall and they've got the Easter Bunny booth where you go and get your pictures taken with Easter Bunny. And it was late at night. The mall was almost closed. It's Saturday night. Mall was almost closed. And the Easter Bunny is standing there because there's no kids because it's Saturday night and it's late at night and everybody has taken their kids somewhere else at that point. They're probably in bed. And Easter Bunny just standing there, bored out of his gourd, wearing that big, huge foam head. And he just happens to wave at me. And so I'm walking with Sarah. She's not paying attention. First lady, she's not paying attention. And I go like this. I wave at the Easter Bunny. And she goes, "You're a goof." I said, but he waved at me first. Right? But that's true. If I would have seen the Easter Bunny first, I might have said, "Hey, Easter Bunny," and waved at him. Right? Because I am goofy. I am a goof. That's for sure. And I was happy and sassy because we had just got done eating at some Brazilian steakhouse where they just bring you, the guys come around with the big skewers of meat and they cut off meat and you just keep eating and eating, 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 eating. Oh, so good. Oh, so good. Oh, my gravy. It was great. It was great. It was delicious. The fact the first lady was there just made it even tastier, better. That's for sure. But anyway, so I was thinking about it last night. There was a time, God, 30 years ago, almost. Yeah, no, 30, 33, 34 years ago. I played Santa Claus in the mall in Gainesville, Florida. Had a contract with a company that did the mall Santa Claus, but they also did the Easter Bunny photo shoot as well. So budgets be budget and money be muddying, and I'm broke. So it was a good side gig. I said, "Come and say you want to play Easter Bunny." I said, "Sure, I'll play Easter Bunny." Did not know what Easter Bunny was going to entail. First lady actually did there, and she was helping taking pictures. She was very good at getting the kids on Santa's lap, on the Easter Bunny's lap, and you could get a good picture. And she was very good at it because there is a skill set to that. I mean, as the Easter Bunny, you don't have many responsibilities. You sit there. You don't stink. You tell people where to put the fan because Easter Bunny gets hot. That big old foam head. But then the people that take the photos, somebody takes the money. It's usually young kids, college or high school kids, college kids, just trying to make a little dime. And then there's people like the first lady who know how to deal with the kids. And so what they will do is they will pick up the kid and they will get the kid's attention and hold the kid facing them and walk the kid back. And you just kind of throw your arm up as a pocket for the kid to sit in. They put the kid in there, and then the first lady she'll keep the kid's attention. The kid doesn't even know. The kid thinks it's sitting on a piece of fuzzy furniture. And then she will say, "Hey, hey, 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 hey," and then snap the picture. And then that's how it goes when it goes well. Now, when you have moms, usually, that want their pretty princess or little prince to smile for another 5 pictures, or they don't want to get their attention, or they're distracting and they're just giving commands and directions, and it gives the kid time to do one of these numbers where they're sitting on Easter Bunny's lap and they start cranking their head around. And then they see me. Now, I got to tell you, I'm scary enough as it is. I have a face for radio, and I'll say that 100 times and mean it 101. But when I have on that Easter Bunny head to a kid, that's scary. Santa Claus is scary too, but the Easter Bunny's even scarier, right? Because you got this big head. I got a big head, but this head's even huger. And it's ginormous, and the eyes are way up over your head, and actually you see and breathe through the mouth hole, right? And so when you take the picture, and I messed up a couple times, I had to learn how to do it, because if you look directly at the camera when they take the picture, it looks like Easter Bunny has a man looking out of its mouth. People don't want to buy those pictures. Most people don't. But it's kind of scary. You got these two eyes and part of a face, a little nose sticking out of the Easter Bunny's mouth going, hello. Not a family photo. I still have some of those in the box somewhere. The castaways, right? So when the kid looks up, they're looking directly in the Easter Bunny's mouth because your head's down, facing low enough where the kid can look straight in, and they see a dude in there. And there's been old enough kids that say, Mama, the Easter Bunny ain't a man. I'd actually heard that a couple times. And then you can't stop laughing, but you're not supposed to laugh because the parents ain't happy about it. And the kids are squirming and squealing and this and that. And yes, I got peed on a couple times. Yes, I got kicked a couple times. Yes, I got punched in the head a couple times. But that head, you work 4-hour shifts. Mall's open for 12 hours, which means there's 3 guys. You might work 2-hour shifts. You get a break about every hour. They walk you back to a room. You take off your head. That's weird. And you sit down in a fan and you just breathe for 5 minutes, and then they come and escort you back. You have to have an escort. Number 1, you can't see. Number 2, kids run up to you and they hug you and they try to they crowd you. Or high school kids decide they want to play with the Easter Bunny and punch at his head or doing something stupid. So you have to have a handler take you. But when you go back in that room, you sit down, you take that hat off, that head off, you just kind of go, oh my gosh. Oh, because that head is foam. It weighs about 4 pounds. It's pretty heavy, but it stinks. You got to think about it. You know, you're breathing in that little hole, and so your funk is getting in that foam. And the guy before you, his funk's getting in that foam, and then you got somebody smoking cigarettes, and they got cigarette breath in there, and so you're secondhand smoking cigarettes and foam. Yeah, it's awful. It's awful. But you get the pictures. You have a good time. You get to stand around every once in a while or sit in your big chair, and the big burly guy comes walking by, a little biker guy or a big swole guy or this and that, and you wave at him. And he turns into a kid all over again. It's, hey, Easter Bunny. It works more with Santa Claus, but it does with Easter Bunny. Hey, Easter Bunny. You know, and then you get the weird groups that want to come and sit and take a picture with the Easter Bunny. And they're a little bit on the odd side. I actually a couple times had to sit on other people's laps as Easter Bunny, and that was kind of weird. Easter Bunny is I'll play around with Easter Bunny a little bit. I'll cut up a little bit. I'll be funny with Easter Bunny a little bit. I'll do things that may not be Easter Bunny-ish. They're Easter Bunny adjacent. Now Santa Claus, that's a whole different story because that's a kid's childhood, right? That's their innocence. That's one of the things that they hang on to still as a kid, that hope, that dream. You know, that thing to look forward to, the bigger than me thing. And so as Santa Claus, I never played around with that. I wasn't silly. I wasn't goofy. But as Easter Bunny, I didn't mind at all. Right? It was fun. So lots and lots of great times. Lots and lots of Easter Bunny moments. One of the funniest moments was they had little bitty triplets. It's funny now. They had little bitty triplets, 3 kids dressed up in their perfect outfits, their Easter best. and they're trying to hand me these kids, and I'm trying to hold all three. I got two in one arm and one in the other, and no matter what, one kid would be crying, and the mom be like, "That's not a good picture. Take another picture." And I'm sitting there dying. And these kids, they fed these kids good. These kids are chunky little chunk kids, and they start doing the lean back. You ever had kids where they lean back and you feel that pull in your back because they're just heavier than a load of bricks? And they would go, and after a while, it just got exhausting. But First Lady was there. She finally told the mom, "Hey, you need to let me take this picture. We've done taken, I don't know, it's probably 6 or 7 pictures that time." And the lady keeps saying, "That's not a good picture, this and that." She goes, "Look, we're going to take these pictures, and if you want to take any, we're going to take one more picture. And if it's a perfect picture, that's great. If it's not, you have a choice. You'll either start paying for every picture after that, whether you take them, whether they're good or not, or we can just try again next year. Maybe they're just too small." She was very smart about that. And the lady goes, "Well, let's do one more picture." And so First Lady says, "Okay, give me the kids." And so they took the kids back off of me. I'm sitting there. Now, this whole time, I'm trying to get some fan action because it's hot. I mean, these kids are funky and it's hot. And I'm getting some air blown in my little face hole. And so she goes, "Okay, Easter Bunny," because she tightened me up. She goes, "Okay, Easter Bunny, sit down. Sit still. Hold your arm out just like this." And so I held my arm out, and she adjusted my arm. And she came and she sat the first kid with me. She said, "Don't move." She sat the first kid with me, and she's getting the attention of that. And she goes, "Mom, just stand here and keep rattling those keys, you know, little plastic keys. Ka-chink, 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 ka-chink." And so she holds those keys. And then she takes and she goes, "Y'all get ready, y'all get ready, y'all get ready." She had somebody else on the camera. She goes, "Y'all get ready. When I say go, take the picture." So she grabs the second kid. And she's talking to the second kid and leaning over, kind of looking at the first kid. And so she sits the second kid down, and I'm not moving. I'm not breathing at this point. I'm just ready to be dead, right? It was the end of shift. And so she sets a second kid down, and then she goes, give me whatever the kid's name was. Spawn of Satan. Anyway, give me that kid. So she takes the baby and she goes, "Hey, Easter Bunny, put your head down, put your head down, put your head down." Because I was looking, I was trying to watch, and the air was coming in my face. And she goes, "Put your head down." I put my head down, and she goes, "Okay." And then she hands me the baby, and she literally jumps out of the picture, and she goes, "Now!" And all the kids just kind of look towards her just a little bit, and they snap the picture. And it developed, and everybody was like, "Oh, this isn't going to go good." And the mom was mad and this and that. She goes, "Well, let's just wait." And it's one of those Polaroid kind of things. So I had to develop. And she goes, "If it's not right, we'll take it again." And so she's waiting and waiting and waiting. And the picture comes out. And I will tell you, Norman Rockwell couldn't have done a better picture than that. The First Lady just handled it. She just took an amazing picture. And at that point, she was pretty much just one of the photographer people. And I talked to the bosses. I said, "Boss," I said, "you got to know this story." And I told the story on the First Lady. And so then she pretty much became in charge of the photography area, right? They gave her more responsibility, and she was running things, making things happen, which was really cool. It was harder for us Easter bunnies because we were kind of slack. And we'd want to take our breaks on break time, no matter how long line was. And Sarah would come up and go to Easter Bunny, say, "Easter Bunny," and she'd pretend to adjust your tie and stuff so she could talk to you. She'd say, "Easter Bunny, we got 8 kids coming here. We got 8 or 9 families. We're going to get these done, and then we're going to get your break. But you're not going to move until we get these done. And the faster you do your job, the faster you can get to that break. And we'll take a break." She was a taskmaster, right? We had a couple rides home where I was like, "You don't understand. That head stinks. My butt's sore. There's no padding in this thing. It's made out of plywood, and they got a little foam cushion on it. My butt hurts, and I need." She goes, "Look, we gonna get these pictures. I'm not gonna have these mamas yelling at me, waiting in line forever." And I said, "Yeah, and you cut my break short. You know what? We got kids. You all right?" She'd do that all the time. "You all right?" Well, she was right. I was all right, and I need to be tightened up a little bit. So, happy Easter. I hope you have a great Easter. I hope everything is wonderful. And if you see the Easter Bunny in the mall, walk up and wave at him and say, hey. Maybe even give him a little tip. Give him $5. Say, hey, I know what you're going through. I talked to Bob the cigar guy, and man, you need to get a real job. I don't do it no more. No, I don't. Still got the Santa suit, though. But that's it. I'll go. Have a great day. I love you. I really do. And you know what? This Mickey Rita Red is highly approved for Easter celebrations. That's right. When you're sitting there after you've got those deviled eggs, you've got that ham, and you've got the goodness all rolling around your belly, what better way to finish your day than with a Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust Mickey Rita Red? I like it. I do. I'll smoke it. I will. I'm smoking this one. I'll see you later. Later, Tater.